Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tero Ojanperä, and Tero is in probably one of the most important positions in the global music industry. I know this sounds like it's a bit of hype, but it's actually true, because Tero is not only a main board executive a member of the executive board of Nokia, but Tero is also executive vice president and global head of entertainment and communities. First question to you, Tero, after this prelude, is what is Nokia today and how do you see the music and entertainment and communities portfolio that you now have?
Yeah. Nokia today is a large handset manufacturer, but I would like you to actually think about us from the different terms and why. We sold last year 437 million phones or mobile devices.
That's on a global basis. 437 million handsets.
Yeah, and the total market is a little bit over 1 billion, so we have around 40% actually which has exceeded.
So you're saying that last year, 2007, on a global basis, over 1 billion handsets were sold to the global audience?
Correct, correct. And out of those, around Nokia sold 146 million music-enabled devices. And why those numbers are important, I think, is because many of those devices start to be actually what we call a converged device or a smartphone, and being able to consume music, produce multimedia, etc. And this is a tremendous opportunity for us to work and make sure that the music that is actually not the declining industry, this is actually a growth industry. And if we can make the consumers with their mobiles that are very personal to actually consume more music, pay for it, whether it is in the form of a subscription, a la carte, or advertising, it doesn't really matter as long as there is a money for the industry. I think this is a tremendous opportunity.
So I was just looking at these Jupiter numbers, and I see that what they said in the most recent review in Jupiter is that for music, games, mobile TV, presently $20 billion worldwide in 2007, growing to $64 billion by 2012. What is the name of the wider platform that you're using for these various services? We've seen something about OV. What is OV and what does it mean?
Yeah, OV is think about it as first of all as a brand.
What does the word mean? Where did you guys get the name OV?
It actually means door in Finnish, but because this is a branding exercise, that's just a sort of the interesting piece of information. But I think OVI doesn't mean anything, to start with, because in the branding, you go for something that you actually give a meaning through experiences. And like Nokia was, we selected that as a brand 17 years ago, among a number of other phone brands that we had, and built it to a global #1 brand in a handset industry. OVI is an internet brand for Nokia, and it comprises then the sort of the portfolio of these services: music, gaming, communities, maps and navigation, which will be migrated under a common technical platform that will then kind of be your gateway to these services. It's open, so if you don't like Nokia service, you can get somebody else and replace that one. So it's user configurable gateway, open platform to the different entertainment and other services. So
you talk about TV, you talk about film, you talk about mapping. Recently, Nokia acquired a company for $8 billion, Navtech, which clearly is going to have some bearing on people's local activities. Clearly, you try and tie in local music purchase. But how important is music within your OV thinking, and in fact within your overall entertainment thinking?
So how we see, I think there are three elements that we kind of see are where we see the user behavior is changing. Three services where we see that there is a very good traction in the marketplace. Music is one of them. There is gaming, and then there is a kind of, let's call it a maps and navigation. So those are kind of three spearheads. And music is very critical, I think, because it's so natural for people that you have your personal device, it's always with you. Music is something that everybody sort of have an opinion on. So if we can make people to consume music more through that personal device, help them to discover new music, I think it's a tremendous opportunity.
So everybody in the business, when you were in Amsterdam in late November, early December for Nokia World, which is one of your big international gatherings, you made what clearly had huge reverberations in the music business when you announced this deal with Universal Music under the Comes with Music banner. How did this come about? How long? Just give us a little bit of a run-up, and how come you chose Universal first? And is it true that you paid them in advance, obviously?
So Comes with Music, yeah, that is it's a concept that we came up with in discussions with a number of industry partners and discussing what would make the music industry in mobile to really almost like explode, get into the non-linear growth curve.
Non-linear growth curve, and looking to really widen the global music industry.
So instead of going like this, we would go like this.
Right.
And also we did some quite a lot of consumer studies, being a company with the 1 billion existing Nokia users.
That's what the current global ownership, you've got over 1 billion Nokia users, handset owners.
That's correct, yeah. So we did consumer studies, and one thing was that how to make, from the consumer viewpoint, I think that the Comes with the Music is a simple offering. You got your device, which you buy, and with that comes sort of the permission to go and actually access the catalog with millions of songs. And for a 12-month period, you can download. So you can try sort of with the streaming. You listen like a 30-second clip, and if you like it, then you can download. And whatever you download during that 12 months is yours to keep, which is a very important differentiator, because subscription is like that. That if you subscribe and then you lose everything when you sort of end your subscription, it's like that you are forced to continue if you enjoy the experience, which I think is not so nice experience. But saying that okay, you can keep whatever you downloaded during that subscription period is a much more sort of the better. It's better consumer promise.
So one of the things that is of great concern to the creative community is what's Nokia's view about the role of the artist, the songwriter, certainly music publishers. We've got this very distinguished gentleman from the MPA here in the front, and he's been pulling his hair out of his head the last couple of years, wondering what's going to happen to copyright. What's your view about the creative community?
Yeah, I think ultimately, if there is no innovation, the industry will die.
Right.
I mean, that any industry, and I think the thing is that how can we, let's call it the reward, even the reward is maybe not the right word, is because people are doing a hard work, because we know that creative ideas don't come like that, or they might come like that, but in order to produce them, it's a long process. But ultimately, if you don't have those ideas, there's nothing that we can sell, and in that way, I think it's very important that we think about the whole value chain. How do we sort of to make everybody earn their share of the pie, which in a mobile music does not yet exist in such a way that there would be something great to share. I think we actually need to create that market first and make sure that then that everybody, including and actually foremost, actually I would say the artist, will get paid in the end.